Hello everyone, it's Attacker72 here, and for today, we have got ourselves some very unfortunate news to cover for today's video, and this topic is very sad to talk about because Sony and PlayStation had recently shut down a well-respected gaming studio that a lot of the fans and the community were really liking, and this news came out of nowhere because out of all of the studios that shut down, this was probably, if not one of Sony's bigger mistakes over the last 5 years or so. So for those that really need to know, it has been confirmed that Bluepoint Games has now been shut down by Sony. It was confirmed by Jason Schreier on Blue Sky, as well as Bloomberg confirming the confirmation and the shutdown. This decision really was not a good idea on Sony's part, and a lot of fans are understandably mad. Now, for those that don't know what Bluepoint Games is all about, they are, if not considered, the studio that provided remakes and remasters over the last decade for PlayStation and Xbox all around. Even before the 2010s with the PS3 and the PS4, they still provided quite a few games that are considered remasters and remakes. Some of their games include things like God of War Collection, Gravity Rush Remastered, but their two most notable games was Shadow of the Colossus back in 2018, as well as their recent and final game that came out for the PS5 that is also kind of an exclusive to the console, but not really, being Demon's Souls, a remake of an original game back in 2008. So yeah, they were considered like the studio that provided so many remakes and remasters, and Sony just randomly shut it down. And doing some research about it, Bluepoint Games is a studio that was required by Sony back right in 2021, pretty much 5 years ago. And from the reports and rumors from what I've heard, apparently Bluepoint Games was assigned to do a God of War live service game, but that never came to be because as soon as they got in the project, I guess something happened during development and they immediately canned and canceled the game, leaving the point that, yeah, that's kind of about it. And after that cancellation of the potential live service God of War game, there was absolutely nothing we've heard about Bluepoint Games up until now. So overall, this was a very bad decision from Sony. If anything, they have not been making any good business decisions within the last decade or so. Even in the PS5 era, they have not been doing a lot of great decisions. Like, I mean, you got things from, shutting down more studios, especially Bluepoint Games, and how can we not forget Concord overall. But still, it is a genuine tragedy to see this type of studio be shut down of all things, because as I said, they were incredibly respected by the gaming community for their years of remasters and ports. And Sony, if anything, had so much opportunities to do more with the studio after acquiring them, and all they did was put them in a God of War live service, game. And after that, that was just it. We haven't heard much about it other than the fact from what I could research, Bluepoint was involved with some supports with God of War Ragnarok, and that's about it. And after about a couple more years, that was about it. They had so much opportunities, and Sony and PlayStation somehow messed it up of all things. So rest in peace to Bluepoint Games. It makes me kind of wonder as to who's going to be doing any more remakes and remasters. I know there's likely more studios that can do something like this, but Bluepoint Games is one of those studios that is so highly respected for the quality of remaking those games to the point where them shutting it down again was probably one of Sony's worst decisions of the 2020s. But I just want to know your thoughts down below on how you feel about the sudden shutdown. Do you really think Sony doesn't deserve to make any more games? Do you really think they should not require any more studios because of this? And do you really think there's any other studio out there that could be making any possible remakes or remasters in the future? I just want to know all your thoughts and opinions down below. Again, very tragic to see Bluepoint Games being shut down, especially the employees who work there that are likely going to get laid off afterwards. It is sad to see the gaming industry go like this, but I just want to know all your thoughts down in the comments. And so with that, I'll see you guys next time, and remember this: once a legend, always a legend.